Imagine, for a moment, that you are standing in the center of a colossal stadium. The air around you isn't merely empty space. It pulses with electric energy, vibrating with a tangible anticipation. Before you see anything, you hear it, a low, rhythmic rumble that starts deep in the chest of 50,000 people. Then, in a single, synchronized heartbeat, darkness turns into a galaxy. Thousands of light sticks, glowing in specific shades of neon pearl, lime green, or ocean blue, ignite simultaneously, creating an ocean of stars right here on Earth. This isn't just a concert. This is a pilgrimage. This is a ritual. You are witnessing a phenomenon that has transcended borders, shattered language barriers, and rewritten the definition of modern fame. We are not just talking about catchy melodies or perfectly synchronized choreography. We are talking about a cultural tidal wave that originated from a small peninsula in East Asia and grew to engulf the entire world. It is a story of resilience, of calculated perfection, and of a burning desire to be heard. What is it about this specific frequency of pop culture that makes a teenager in Brazil, a grandmother in Paris, and a student in New York all chant the same Korean lyrics in unison? Is it the music? Is it the visuals? Or is it something far deeper? A longing for connection in a fragmented world? Hold on to your light sticks. Today, we are traveling to the neon-lit streets of Seoul to decode the heartbeat of a generation. Welcome to Culture Journey, where we pack our bags with curiosity and travel to the heart of the world's most fascinating traditions and stories. I am your guide on this adventure, and today, we are setting our compass to South Korea. When you think of Korea today, images of futuristic skylines, high-tech innovation, and delicious cuisine likely flood your mind. But over the last 2 decades, Korea has exported something far more potent than semiconductors or cars. They have exported an emotion. They have exported a lifestyle. They have exported K-pop. To the uninitiated, K-pop might look like just another genre of music, colorful music videos, attractive performers, and dance beats. But to view it simply as a genre is to miss the entire point. K-pop is an ecosystem. It is a sophisticated blend of auditory art, visual storytelling, fashion, and an unparalleled level of fan engagement that has no equivalent in Western pop culture. Originating from the ashes of war and rapid economic development, South Korea's entertainment industry became a beacon of soft power, a way for the nation to assert its identity on the global stage. It is a culture that values the collective effort over the individual, yet celebrates the shining star that rises from the group. It is a world where perfection is the baseline, and dreams are forged with diamond-hard precision. Today, we are going to peel back the glossy layers of this industry. We will walk through the grueling training rooms of Gangnam, stand amidst the roaring fan chants, and explore how a genre sung in a language spoken by less than 1% of the world's population became the universal language of the 21st century. To understand the towering skyscraper that is modern K-pop, we must first look at the foundation. History takes us back to a specific moment, 1992. Before this year, Korean music was dominated by folk songs and trot, a traditional genre appealing to older generations. Then came a televised talent show. A group called Seo Taiji and Boys stepped onto the stage. They didn't sing a ballad. They wore baggy pants, bucket hats, and incorporated American hip-hop, rap, and breakdance into their performance. The judges hated it. They gave the group the lowest score of the night. But the youth of Korea, they went absolutely wild. That moment was the spark. It was the realization that music could be a hybrid, a fusion of Western trends with Korean sentimentality. Following this, the late 90s saw the rise of the first-generation idols like HOT and SES. This was the birth of the idol culture. The blueprint was created. Catchy hooks, synchronized dance moves, and a pristine public image. But K-pop wasn't content with just staying in Korea. During the Asian financial crisis of 1997, the South Korean government made a pivotal decision to invest heavily in culture as an export commodity. They realized that if they couldn't export resources, they would export cool. This was the beginning of the Hallyu, or the Korean wave. It started with dramas spreading to China and Japan, but music was the engine that would eventually drive the wave across the Pacific Ocean. Now, let's walk away from the bright stage lights and step into the basement practice rooms of Seoul. This is where the reality of K-pop truly lives. Unlike Western artists who might get discovered on YouTube or play in garage bands until they get signed, K-pop idols are not just found, they are built. This is the infamous trainee system. Imagine being 12 or 13 years old. You audition for an agency, and if you are lucky enough to be accepted, you sign a contract that changes your life. You move into a dormitory. You wake up at dawn. You attend school, but the real work begins afterwards. Voice lessons, acting classes, foreign language study, media training, and hours upon hours of dance practice. It is a grueling, military-like regimen that can last for years. Some idols train for 7, 8, even 10 years before they ever see a stage. I want you to pause for a second and think about your own childhood. Can you imagine dedicating your entire teenage life, every single day, to a goal that isn't even guaranteed? What kind of mental strength do you think that requires? Let me know in the comments if you could survive a trainee schedule. This system produces performers who are incredibly polished. When a K-pop group debuts, they don't look like rookies. They look like veterans. Every hand gesture is calculated. Every harmony is perfect. This pursuit of perfection is deeply rooted in Korean society's values of hard work and diligence. It is the idea that talent is not just a gift, but a muscle to be honed through blood, sweat, and tears. However, this system is a double-edged sword. It creates immense pressure. The standard for beauty and behavior is impossibly high. Yet, it is this very dedication that commands such respect from fans. When you see them dance, you aren't just seeing a routine. You are witnessing thousands of hours of sacrifice. You cannot talk about K-pop without talking about the most powerful force in the industry, the fans. In Western music, you might buy an album and go to a concert. In K-pop, fandom is a lifestyle. It is an identity. Every group has a fandom name. BTS has ARMY, Blackpink has Blinks, Twice has Once. These aren't just names, they are tribes. One of the most beautiful visual representations of this culture is the light stick. Did you know that every K-pop group has a specifically designed light stick with a unique shape and color? And thanks to Bluetooth technology, concert directors can control the colors of thousands of light sticks in the audience to create patterns and waves in real time. It turns the audience into a living, breathing LED canvas. But fandom goes beyond aesthetics. It is highly organized. Fans organize streaming parties to boost chart numbers. They buy billboards in Times Square to celebrate a member's birthday. They raise millions of dollars for charities in their idols' names. There is a unique concept in Korea called jong, tong. It's difficult to translate directly, but it refers to a deep, invisible bond of affection and attachment that grows over time. K-pop agencies foster jong through accessibility. Idols constantly live stream, talk to fans on private messaging apps, and share behind-the-scenes vlogs. This creates a parasocial relationship, a sense of closeness where fans feel like they genuinely know the artist. While critics might call this manufactured, for millions of fans, the connection is real. It provides a community for people who might feel isolated in their daily lives. It creates a space where they belong. For a long time, the West was the fortress K-pop couldn't breach. The language barrier was deemed too high. Then came 2012, and a man named Psy galloped onto our screens with Gangnam Style. While many viewed it as a novelty or a meme, it cracked the door open. It proved that Korean lyrics didn't stop people from enjoying the vibe. Then came the third generation, led most notably by BTS and Blackpink. They didn't just walk through the door, they tore the whole wall down. BTS in particular offered something different. Their lyrics dealt with mental health, self-love, social pressure, and the anxieties of growing up. They spoke to the underdog in everyone. They proved that music transcends language. You don't need to speak Korean to feel the pain in a ballad or the aggression in a hip-hop track. Interactive moment. Have you ever found yourself humming a song in a language you don't speak, yet somehow you know exactly what the emotion is? That is the magic of music. If you have a favorite non-English song, drop the title below. I'd love to listen to it. Today, K-pop acts headline Coachella. They speak at the United Nations. They are the faces of luxury fashion houses like Dior, Chanel, and Louis Vuitton. Korea has effectively used this cultural wave to change its global image. It is no longer just a tech hub. It is a cultural hub. We must also touch upon the visual language of K-pop. The music videos, MVs, are often cinematic masterpieces. They use high-concept storytelling, symbolic imagery, and fashion that sets global trends. The concept is king in K-pop. A group might do a school uniform concept one month, and a dark vampire concept the next. This constant reinvention keeps the audience engaged. It turns the release of a new album into an event. It creates a sense of mystery and anticipation. Furthermore, there is a fascinating blend of the traditional and the modern. You will see idols wearing modified hanbok, traditional Korean clothing, in hip-hop videos. You will hear traditional instruments like the gayagum mixed with trap beats. It is a confident assertion of Korean identity wrapped in a modern, palatable package. But beneath the glamour, the core value that drives K-pop is Heung. This is a Korean cultural concept referring to a collective energy, joy, and excitement. When a performance is good, it releases Heung. It's that electric feeling we spoke about in the beginning, the shared energy between the performer and the crowd. It is a release of stress, a celebration of life, and a moment of pure, unadulterated passion. Let's take a moment to dive deeper into the economics of this aesthetic, because the business model of K-pop is a fascinating case study in modern marketing. In the Western music industry, the primary product has traditionally been the music itself, the CD, the MP3, or the stream. In K-pop, the music is merely the gateway. The real product is the IP, the intellectual property of the idol. This is why the physical album market in K-pop is booming while it is dying everywhere else. Fans don't just buy one copy of an album, they buy 10, 20, or even 100. Why? Because inside these albums are randomized photo cards, baseball cards for the modern era. Collecting these cards, trading them, and completing the set is a massive subculture within the fandom. It turns music consumption into a gamified experience. The album packaging itself is often an elaborate box set, designed to be displayed on a shelf like a trophy, not just stored in a rack. Furthermore, we must look at how this connects to the broader concept of the Korean wave in other industries. K-pop does not exist in a vacuum. It is the spearhead of a lifestyle package. When a popular idol eats a specific type of instant noodle in a variety show, sales of that noodle brand spike globally the next day. When they wear a specific shade of lipstick, it sells out in duty-free shops from Bangkok to Berlin. This is what economists call the spillover effect. The popularity of K-pop spills over into K-beauty, cosmetics, K-fashion, K-food, and even tourism. The South Korean government actively supports this because they understand that a BTS fan today is a tourist in Gyeongbokgung Palace tomorrow and a consumer of Samsung or Hyundai products the day after. But money is only one side of the coin. To truly understand the voice of K-pop, we must explore the unique cultural characteristic of Han. While we mentioned Heungjoy earlier, Han is its darker, more soulful counterpart. Han is a uniquely Korean emotion often described as a deep-seated sense of sorrow, resentment, or oppression that is transformed into a striving for vengeance or overcoming. While K-pop is often bright and bubbly, the best K-pop vocalists are praised for their ability to express Han. When you hear a main vocalist belt out a high note that sounds almost like a cry, that is Han. It is the sound of struggle. This resonates deeply with young people globally who face their own struggles, economic uncertainty, climate anxiety, and social pressure. The polish of K-pop offers an escape, but the underlying emotion offers validation. It tells the listener, I know it is hard, but look how we can turn that pain into something beautiful. Consider the choreography again. It is not just about being in sync, it is about the kalgunmu, razor-sharp dance. The angles must be precise to the degree. This discipline reflects the intense academic and societal pressure in South Korea. Students study until late at night in hagwons, cram schools. Office workers work long hours. The idols are a reflection of this society. They are the avatars of hard work. When fans see idols collapsing on stage from exhaustion, it is heartbreaking, but in a twisted way, it is also culturally viewed as the ultimate sign of sincerity and effort. This complex relationship between suffering and success is woven into the DNA of the genre. We must also talk about the ending fairy. At the end of every music show performance, the camera zooms in on one member's face for about 5 seconds as they pant heavily, trying to catch their breath while looking beautiful. It is a moment of vulnerability manufactured for the screen. It encapsulates the K-pop promise. I will give you my everything. Even my exhaustion is for you. And what about the language? Korean is a language of honorifics, different levels of politeness depending on who you are talking to. K-pop plays with this. Idols use formal language to their fans to show respect, calling them nim, a respectful suffix. But in lyrics, they might switch to banmal, casual speech, to create intimacy, or use English to signal coolness and global reach. This linguistic mixing is a hallmark of the genre, creating a hybrid dialect that fans all over the world learn. It is estimated that K-pop is the primary reason for the massive spike in Korean language learners on apps like Duolingo. People are learning a completely new grammar system just to understand the nuance of a joke made by their favorite idol on a live stream. Observation for the traveler. If you ever visit Seoul, you will see this culture physically manifested in the subway stations. You will see massive, illuminated billboards celebrating an idol's birthday. These aren't paid for by the brands or the agencies. They are paid for by the fans. It's a crowdfunding gift. Imagine walking through the New York subway and seeing a billboard bought by fans just to say happy birthday to a singer. It is a level of devotion that is hard to comprehend until you see it with your own eyes. By understanding these layers, the economic strategy, the emotional depth of Han, the societal mirror of hard work, and the linguistic influence, we see that K-pop is not a fad. A fad does not change the GDP of a nation. A fad does not alter the language learning statistics of the world. K-pop is a structural shift in how culture is created and consumed in the digital age. It is the first non-Western culture to successfully challenge the hegemony of American pop culture on such a massive scale. As we look at the industry today, it is evolving yet again. We are entering the era of the fourth and fifth generations. The lines are blurring even further. We now have virtual idols, AI-generated avatars that sing and dance. We have groups with members from Japan, Thailand, China, and even the US, making K-pop a truly multinational genre. The training systems are being exported to other countries. The K-pop methodology is becoming the global standard for pop group formation. However, the industry faces challenges. Conversations about the mental health of idols are becoming more open. The intense pressure is being scrutinized. Fans are demanding better treatment for their stars, reminding agencies that these idols are humans before they are products. This shift is crucial. It shows that the culture is maturing, learning to balance the pursuit of perfection with the necessity of humanity. As the lights in the stadium dim and the final notes of the encore fade away, we are left with more than just a ringing in our ears. We are left with a realization of how small the world has truly become. Our journey through the landscape of K-pop reveals that this is not just about catchy choruses or pretty faces. It is a story of a nation that decided to dream big. It is a testament to the power of discipline and the human desire for perfection. But most importantly, K-pop teaches us about the universality of emotion. Whether you are in Seoul, Santiago, or San Francisco, the rush of adrenaline when the beat drops feels exactly the same. The comfort found in a sad melody feels exactly the same. K-pop has built a bridge. It invites us to cross over, to learn a new alphabet, to understand a new culture, and to find a community that accepts us. It reminds us that while we may speak different languages, our hearts often beat to the same rhythm. Every light stick waving in the dark is a signal fire, a message that says, I am here, I am listening, and I am part of something bigger than myself. And perhaps that is the true magic of culture. It doesn't just entertain us, it unifies us. Thank you for joining me on this electric journey through the world of K-pop and South Korean culture. I hope you can now feel the rhythm a little differently. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please give this video a like. It helps our channel's signal reach more travelers like you. I want to hear from you in the comments. Who was the first K-pop artist you ever listened to, and what was it about them that caught your attention? Or, if you are new to this, which aspect of this culture surprised you the most? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss a ticket to our next destination. There are thousands of cultures out there waiting to be discovered, and we are just getting started. This has been Culture Journey. Keep exploring, keep listening, and I'll see you in the next adventure.